2, 3, 4.
Mission Hill was a short-lived American cartoon series, or as it's often referred to as an adult animation. It aired on the WB.
WB, just watch us and see we're better than any date. From now on Wednesdays, we'll all be great, yeah!
For 2 episodes. No, seriously, the show only officially aired 2 episodes on the WB before it was canceled. This was no fault of the show, as its death wasn't caused by an issue of quality, as many people still love the show. But the cancellation of Mission Hill was more of a story about big studio mismanagement. More on that later. Mission Hill was originally going to be titled The Downtowners, but the name was changed mid-production to differentiate itself from the MTV series Downtown, which in many ways was a standing rival to Mission Hill as they both shared similarities to a degree. Mission Hill was created by former Simpsons writers and producers Bill Oakley and Josh Weinstein. Their most notable contribution to The Simpsons' extensive catalog were the 2 Who Shot Mr. Burns episodes.
G freedom, L-E the truth. This here burns better. Look.
Huh?
Better. Look. Burns suit.
I'm not following you.
Burns his suit. Burns his suit.
Huh?
Look at Burns' suit. Yeesh.
I had an idea, Chief. Why don't we check out that suit Burns was wearing when he got shot?
Did you have the same backwards talking dream with the flaming cards?
I'll drive.
Bill and Josh wanted to create jokes and storylines that were set at a different pace than where The Simpsons were currently going. They wanted a more realistic edge than the cutaway gags and random pop culture references found in the later seasons of The Simpsons. More notably, post-season 3 Simpsons episodes. Bill and Josh wanted to commentate on the occurrences of an American in their mid-20s dealing with shitty part-time jobs, dating, sex, and endless nights of partying. Themes not typical of the Simpsons family targeted demographic of viewers.
Another movie marathon? What's tonight's theme?
Famous barf scenes. I got The Exorcist, The Meaning of Life, Stand By Me, The Red Cross Guide to First Aid for Poison Victims, and, check this out, I found this movie called Barfly.
Andy, I think that movie is actually called Barfly.
Really? Not Barfly like the adjective?
Barfly is not a word, Andy. And if it were, it would be an adverb. Barfly, as in the sewage oozed barfly.
Dream time.
Aw, Jim, come on, stay. We're barely halfway through the puke-a-thon.
I feel like the sight of vomit is starting to bore me. I just can't let that happen. Night.
Bill and Josh approached the WB, presently known as the C-Dub, about creating an adult life-focused cartoon, and they were picked up for the ill-fated 13 episodes, 2 of which were officially run. The art style for Mission Hill largely takes its inspiration from underground comic books, using hyper-neon colors during the day and moody midtones for the nightlife. Notably, the comic series 8-Ball, which spawned another cult classic, Ghost World, check it out if you haven't, could be cited as the source inspiration for Lauren McMullen's design. Lauren McMullen was a veteran in the animated TV show industry, as she already had directed episodes of John Lovett's The Critic and King of the Hill. She also had the unique distinction of being the first woman to design a primetime show. That's pretty neat. So let's talk story. The show centers around aspiring cartoonist and slacker partygoer Andy French, whom lives with his 2 bohemian roommates, the flower child Posey.
Lady, that massage was a complete ripoff. I was expecting to have sex.
I don't have sex with my customers.
Exactly. Your ad is misleading, Missy.
Misleading? Could you please explain how this ad is misleading? Let Posy's soft hands give you healing relief.
That says release.
Oh my.
And the monotone marketing savant, Jim, who's voiced by comedian Brian Posehn.
Hey man, watch it.
Stogie, that's not food.
Or is it?
Andy represents the decay of the 90s slacker caricature, being left behind as the dot-com bubble begins its rise. Bill Oakley refers to him as a post-slacker slacker. Andy is living it up in his mid-20s, working dead-end part-time jobs until one day the responsibility of taking care of his younger brother Kevin falls into his unwilling shoulders.
Come here, boy. It's okay. We're gonna have so much fun in the city together. No more mean mom and dad. I'm gonna take care of you all by myself.
You know, it's funny that you mention that, because, well, would you be willing to...
Did ya tell him yet? Hi, Andy. So, guys, are we going to be your roommates?
What?
Kevin, honey, please go wait in the other room. Here's some fig bars.
Wait a minute. You want Kevin to come live with me?
It'll just be till he graduates and goes off to college.
Kevin is something of a nerd enigma. He's very conservative in his values, yet often pushes his geek fandom to the extreme.
Oh, no one under 21 is allowed. I'd better go home.
Don't worry about that. Everything will be fine if you just stay cool.
Okay. I shouldn't be in here. I feel guilty. I'm in here under false pretenses.
Sit still and stop attracting attention.
But what if they ask for my ID? I could get arrested. Then I'll never get into a good college. All because I wanted to hear ska.
Crap. Now the bouncer's coming over. Be cool or you're gonna get us all kicked out.
Good evening, gentlemen. I see some ID there, sir.
Oh, how flattering you should ask. Ever since I shaved my beard, everyone has been...
Sir, if you're not 21, I'm gonna have to ask you to...
Oh, God, it's happening! Please don't arrest me! I want to go to Yale!
He's the only character that has anything remotely close to a catchphrase of bling blong, bling blong, bling blong. It's more of a nervous compulsion than a catchphrase. Andy is embarrassed by Kevin and vice versa. Any brother can instantly relate to their relationship. We all have moments where we've been embarrassed by our siblings. Despite their distinct differences, the brothers often help each other out in bad situations, so there's always a warmness to their dynamic. Their loft lies in the Mission Hill district of a larger city known as Cosmopolis. The area is filled with all walks of life. Josh Weinstein said that a large portion of the development of the show was spent developing Mission Hill into a functional, albeit fictional, city. The team worked together to create fictional advertisements, bands, foods, and even bus schedules. The attention to detail was so intense that at least 5 different brands of soda existed in the world, and different characters had different preferences for soda. That's a really interesting project for someone out there. If you figure them out, please leave me a comment. The show then takes these little details and inserts them as jokes into the background of scenes. You'll often catch little references in the frames that go unmentioned by the characters, but they're just a nice little addition. What sets Mission Hill apart in my mind, especially being a late 90s, early 2000s primetime show, was its inclusion of a multicultural ensemble cast. The most notable included characters have to be Gus and Wally. Wally is played by Tom Kenny, aka SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh, Kevin, my next-door neighbor. You're working here?
I'm filling in for George.
Wonderful. I'll take 2 eyeglass repair kits. They're very handy, you know.
And how? Anything else?
I just can't.
Oh, what's the matter? You're
What? I'm not like you. I care what people think. I don't like my personal life to be everybody's business.
Excuse me. I need some condoms so I can make love to my lover. And don't smirk. They're for gay sex. That's how you do it.
They're a middle-aged gay couple. These dudes broke the mold for a gay couple in a television show. Both had detailed backgrounds and personality traits, and neither were played in a stereotypical flamboyant fashion. Their romantic backstory is very sweet, especially because they met on the set of a Plan 9 from Outer Space parody.
Wally, am I supposed to be mad or not?
He always looks mad. You can never tell the difference.
We'll put a light bulb on his chest. Then when it lights up, we'll know he's mad. Gus! He just shot you! Hey, your bulb is on! You're angry!
Oh, yeah?
It was kind of refreshing to see how the characters in the show don't give a shit about Gus and Wally's relationship. No one makes a big deal about it at all, as they shouldn't. There's a funny quote about Gus and Wally from Oakley. Although nobody knows this, we actually had network television's first gay male kiss in the first episode. That was the very first gay male kiss ever broadcasted on television, and nobody cares because they didn't see the show. That's a little sad now that I think about it. Josh and Bill based most of their characters off of people they knew in real life, including the alcoholic dog Stogie. I'd love to hear that story. They had a long vision for the series, and they were making plans for the progression of the story up till season 8 or 9, where they would plan to have Andy find success in creating his own cartoon series. Sadly, this show was never given the chance to grow an audience due to the mismanagement of the now defunct WB network. In retrospect, the reasons for the show's cancellation lie in a few areas. First off, the show had a difficult demographic to reach, about 18 to 35-year-old males. Any demographic that could drive or go to a party on a Friday night probably wasn't going to sit down and watch an animated show. Keep in mind, this was just before Adult Swim too, so that's probably changed. According to Bill and Josh, the WB did very little to advertise Mission Hill. Another big problem was that no one was aware that Mission Hill existed. The advertising campaign was next to non-existent, or at least they had a big challenge figuring out how to market to people tuning into the Jamie Foxx show or the surprise hit teen drama Dawson's Creek. Mission Hill was far too sophisticated and smart to pull in the same kind of crowd. The final death knell was the WB canceling the show after its second episode, instead of trying to find a better time slot or let the show build an audience slowly. Mission Hill ended up getting canceled before the rest of season 1 was aired, and later WB took the unaired episodes that were already created and placed them in a Sunday time slot. This was a practice known as a burn-off, and it was kind of WB's way of getting their money back for the already produced episodes, but also at the same time saying, yeah, we're not going to do a fucking thing with this show. It doesn't matter how many people watch it. It's just a way to fill time. So before all the unaired episodes could be viewed on the WB then canceled it for a second time. And that was kind of a shame because the ratings of the unaired episodes began a sharp incline. So Bill and Josh said that there was an audience starting to form, and that's kind of how it works with TV shows. I felt that Mission Hill was misunderstood for its time, and it was also one of those mismatched content with era tragedies. It was kind of ahead of its time, alongside another cult favorite like Freaks and Geeks. The jokes in Mission Hill were written in a way that didn't rely on current events or pop culture references akin to cutaway gags of Family Guy. They were ultimately timeless jokes that could be applied to any era that was watching them.
Well, not off to a great start today, but who knows what surprises the big city holds.
Hey, you smashed my porch! That is a fine, expensive porch! Pay me! Hey, pay me, yuppie man! Hey, I'm talking to you!
Whew, crazy world, huh? Well, don't let it get you down, son. Penis, 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 penis. Penis, 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 penis.
Penis, 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 penis.
In reference to the joke writing, Bill Oakley said that we try to keep them to a more timeless thing or a more satirical thing, so the show will play to future audiences and not seem dated, depending on how long the show was to last. And now that we're creeping up on the 15th year anniversary of the first episode, I gotta admit, the joke still landed and worked with me. The timeless elements of Mission Hill are what maintained the cult status in my opinion. So a few years after the official second cancellation of Mission Hill, the 13 episodes were picked up by Adult Swim and a Canadian broadcasting company at the same time. And when the episodes were played, Bill and Josh felt that Adult Swim was a perfect fit for Mission Hill. And they were right to think so because it was an adult-centric cartoon aimed at a perfect demographic that was supported by shows like C-Lab 2021, Space Ghost Coast to Coast, and eventually Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Unlike Futurama, Bill and Josh weren't holding out any hope that Adult Swim would pick up the series and pay for future episodes because the average price of a Mission Hill episode was around $1.3 million. For that very same price, they could get about 4 or 5 episodes of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I really wish this series would be picked up again. Stranger things have happened. Because of DVD sales, we had a revival of Family Guy, we had straight-to-video movies of Futurama, and then Futurama was revived for additional seasons on Comedy Central. It's not out of the realm of possibility that this show could come back, but a lot of stars have to align, a lot of schedules have to sync up, the money has to be there, a budget has to be there. So in many ways, this little show was just a one-time thing, and I'll have to accept it. However, there is a video out there of the cast getting together and doing a script read of an unfinished episode of Mission Hill. They had already storyboarded it, so the animation cells hadn't been colored in yet, but it's nice to see what could have been and to see that the cast and crew still cared about the show almost 15 years later.
Hello, lazy holiday weekend.
You will have to go back to work, right?
Yeah, on Tuesday.
Well, do you guys have any big plans?
Oh, yes. This marks the official beginning of menthol cigarette season.
I can't say what's in the future for Mission Hill, but I'm glad it was around for the little short time that we had it. If you want to check out Mission Hill for yourself, there is a DVD in circulation. It's a little hard to find, but you can probably pick it up on eBay for like $13. And I'm going to leave a link in the description below to where you can go check out Mission Hill for yourself on this guy's YouTube channel, and you can decide if you like it or not. One little warning, and it's a minor thing, the episodes that are on the DVD and on the YouTube channel differ slightly from the original TV run because they had a lot of licensed music in the TV series that they weren't allowed to use in the DVD. So sometimes the audio has some stock music, or sometimes the sound effects are louder than the dialogue. So fair word of warning, not really their fault. They just couldn't pay to license the same music. Alright guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see me do other cartoon retrospectives, I'd love to make them. I had a great time making this one. Take care.
Come on, you guys. Aren't you gonna help me celebrate?
I'm sorry, Andy. I'm just not comfortable celebrating your sordid accomplishments.
Yeah, I'd rather just eat in my room.